Reacher Episode 205 sneak peek reveals Alan Ritchson in a cemetery shootout. Jack Reacher, Alan Ritchson, is trying to pay his respects when he gets attacked in a new clip from the next episode of Reacher. Titled Burial, the 5th episode of Season 2 is set to debut on Prime Video on December 29. Just ahead of the episode's premiere, the Direct unveiled a new sneak peek that reveals the start of a graveyard shootout. Jack can be seen encouraging survivors to flee as he springs into action, hoping to neutralize the threat before he has to mourn anyone else. How the situation ultimately plays out will be revealed in the episode, but Jack is pretty confident about his plan to take out the active shooters. The new clip can be viewed below. Burial is the first 4 episodes that remain for the second season of Reacher. For big fans of the show, the season likely feels like it's going too quickly, as Season 2 has been highly praised for its quality. Season 2 currently holds a perfect rating of 100% at Rotten Tomatoes, up from the 92% held by Season 1. The series also has very high viewership, with Amazon recently revealing that Season 2 of Reacher is the most watched title on Prime Video of 2023 across all movies and TV shows. Reacher will get a 3rd season, while Reacher will conclude its 2nd season on January 19. The good news is that a 3rd season is already in development, as Season 3 was announced ahead of the new season's premiere. Ritchson is already on the set filming new episodes for the 3rd season, so the wait for new episodes should not be as long. Plot details haven't yet been revealed for Season 3, and it's unclear which novel in Lee Child's original Jack Reacher series will be used as inspiration, though like the first 2 seasons, it will likely be a self-contained story with Jack dealing with all new characters and settings. I can't say too much about Season 3, but I will say there's a lot of classic Reacher stories which are just adventures that he gets sucked into in a big way. Ritchson recently teased of Season 3 per comicbook.com. And we get to enjoy Reacher in a new world. It may not have anything to do with family, with his past. He's just living that adventure out, and that's kind of the direction that we've gone, and it seems to really be working. As fans eagerly await the release of Reacher Season 2, the anticipation has only been heightened by a recent sneak peek of episode 205. Titled Cemetery Crossfire, this episode promises to deliver on the high-octane action and suspense that have come to define the series, with none other than Jack Reacher, played by Alan Ritchson, at the center of a dramatic shootout set in an eerie cemetery. From the opening seconds of the teaser, it's clear that this episode will push Reacher to his limits, both physically and emotionally. The setting itself adds an atmospheric tension to the scene. Tombstones rise from the fog like silent sentinels, and the sprawling graveyard, cloaked in shadows, serves as a fitting backdrop for the deadly encounter that's about to unfold. A mysterious confrontation, the sneak peek begins with Reacher quietly moving through the cemetery, his senses on high alert. There's an immediate shift in tone from previous episodes, which had leaned more heavily into investigations and Reacher's tactical brilliance. Here, it's all about survival. Reacher is outnumbered, but never outmatched. Without warning, gunfire echoes through the air, shattering the quiet of the cemetery. The camera zooms in on Reacher as he takes cover behind a large, weathered tombstone. His movements are swift and precise, a testament to his military background. The camera captures Ritchson's steely gaze, the way his eyes flicker as he assesses the situation, calculating his next move with an intensity that reminds us why Jack Reacher is such a compelling character. From what can be gleaned in the short clip, Reacher is under siege by at least 4 attackers, each of them armed and determined to bring him down. But they've underestimated the man they're hunting. Reacher, even when cornered, is never a passive target. The shootout plays out like a deadly game of chess, with Reacher maneuvering through the maze of gravestones, using the environment to his advantage. He doesn't merely dodge bullets, he strategically moves, drawing his opponents out of their positions, forcing them into vulnerable spots where he can strike back. Alan Ritchson's physicality shines. One of the hallmarks of the Reacher series has been Alan Ritchson's commanding physical presence. His portrayal of the ex-military police officer is rooted not just in Reacher's intelligence, but in his sheer strength and combat prowess. Episode 205's Cemetery Shootout puts Ritchson's physicality on full display. As the fight progresses, Reacher engages in close-quarters combat with one of the gunmen. It's a brutal, no-holds-barred brawl that showcases Ritchson's ability to convey raw power. The fight choreography is tight and realistic, emphasizing Reacher's experience in hand-to-hand combat. He disarms his opponent with brutal efficiency, using the environment, tombstones, wrought iron fences, and even the ground itself as weapons. This scene highlights one of the core aspects of Reacher's character. He's not just a brawler, but a tactical thinker who can turn any situation to his advantage. The choreography, paired with Ritchson's imposing frame, makes it clear that Reacher is in control, even when the odds are stacked against him. A darker tone, while the action is undoubtedly the centerpiece of this sneak peek, there's a deeper, more ominous tone that underlies the entire scene. The choice of a cemetery as the setting is no accident. The graveyard represents more than just a backdrop for the shootout, it's a symbol of death and finality, underscoring the stakes of Reacher's battle. There's a palpable sense that not everyone will make it out of this confrontation alive. Throughout the series, Reacher has been portrayed as a man who is often on the outside of society, a wanderer with a strong moral compass, but a willingness to do whatever it takes to bring justice. The cemetery setting amplifies that sense of isolation. In this moment, Reacher is alone, surrounded by the dead, with no backup and no one to rely on but himself. The silence between the bursts of gunfire feels almost oppressive, as if the weight of the dead is pressing down on him, reminding him of the cost of violence. The sneak peek also hints at the possibility of deeper emotional stakes for Reacher. As he moves through the graveyard, there are brief moments where the camera lingers on his face, capturing fleeting expressions of something beyond mere survival instinct. Could this cemetery have personal significance for him? Is there a deeper reason why this confrontation is taking place here? These questions linger in the air, adding an additional layer of intrigue to the episode. The return of an old enemy? Though the preview doesn't give away much in terms of plot, there are hints that this shootout might be connected to a larger storyline involving one of Reacher's old enemies. Throughout Season 2, Reacher has been on a relentless hunt, uncovering corruption and facing off against dangerous adversaries. Episode 205 seems poised to bring that conflict to a head. The attackers in the cemetery are heavily armed and well coordinated, suggesting they're not just random thugs, but part of a larger organization. Reacher's expression as he surveys the scene before the gunfire starts suggests he's not surprised to be ambushed, further indicating that this is a planned encounter. Could this be the work of an adversary he's faced before, someone who knows Reacher's methods and is trying to take him down in a final, deadly confrontation? What's next for Reacher? As the teaser ends, we're left on a cliffhanger. Reacher, bloodied but unbowed, stands among the tombstones, his enemies either dead or in retreat. But there's no sense of victory in his posture. Instead, there's a grim determination in his eyes, a realization that the battle is far from over. Episode 205 promises to be a turning point in Reacher's second season, a high-stakes episode that will test both Reacher's physical abilities and his resolve. Fans of the series can expect more than just a thrilling shootout. They'll get a deeper look into what drives Reacher, the emotional toll of his relentless pursuit of justice, and a glimpse of the ghosts from his past that may be catching up to him. As the release of Reacher Season 2 draws closer, one thing is certain: with Alan Ritchson at the helm, this is a show that continues to deliver the action-packed, cerebral thrills that fans crave.